What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about characters from old school TV shows that will probably get canceled in today's climate. Should be really interesting and can't wait to read your comments on these. Anyway, let's go. Honorable mention: Edith Bunker. Edith Bunker was the loving wife on the long-running show All in the Family. Edith Bunker took a lot of abuse from her husband. She rarely stood up to him. She was basically a doormat. And in today's climate of women's liberation and empowerment, Edith Bunker would be looked at as a traitor, and I think she'd be canceled. Second honorable mention: the General Lee. And for those that don't know, you're probably looking at your screen like, who's the General Lee? Well, the General Lee was a car, and it was on a really popular show through the late 70s and early 80s called The Dukes of Hazzard. It was also a best-selling toy, and to a lot of kids, this was a really cool-looking car. And two cool-looking guys used to jump in and out of the car through the windows. But this car had a flag on it as part of its design that a lot of people found really appealing and probably still find appealing now. And there's also a lot of people that don't agree with this flag, and it would probably stir a lot of controversy, and the General Lee would probably get canceled in today's climate. Number 5, Louie DePalma. Louie DePalma was brilliantly played by Danny DeVito on the old TV show Taxi, but Louie DePalma was a really slimy guy. He was cruel, he was crude, he was sexist, and he basically sexually harassed one of his female co-workers in almost every interaction that he had with her. Yeah, Louie DePalma, he would definitely get canceled in today's climate. Number 4, George Jefferson. George Jefferson was the lead character of the long-running hit show The Jeffersons. The Jeffersons ran for about 11 seasons, and it told a story that really was something that needed to be told at that time. It was about a successful black entrepreneur. George Jefferson owned a string of dry cleaning stores, but George Jefferson was also mean and obnoxious, and he did not treat his own employees, including his maid at his home, Florence, very well, although she had no problem telling George exactly where he could shove it. But the biggest thing that would probably get him canceled today is the racial slurs. George hurled racial slurs. It seemed like often, like a few episodes didn't pass without the racial slurs, and they were especially against white people. George Jefferson would likely be canceled today. Number 3, Al Bundy. Another long-running show. Al Bundy was the lead character. He played the dad on Married with Children, which ran for more than 10 years. Al Bundy was just a really chauvinistic, sexist, misogynistic guy. He was also extremely funny and brilliantly played by actor Ed O'Neill. But the tactics that Al Bundy used in his everyday life with his wife Peg and his 2 kids and his neighbors, and the way he treated his job and the customers on his job, Al Bundy would not fly in today's climate on network TV. He would be canceled. Number 2, the Fonzie. The Fonz. Arthur Fonzarelli. Henry Winkler played the Fonz on Happy Days, a show that was actually set in the late 50s through early 60s in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The show actually ran from the mid-70s through about the early to mid-1980s. I'm sorry, this guy or this character was a child predator. He was probably in his early 30s, the character, and every week he was kissing teenage girls on national TV. And as he got older and the character got older on the show, those girls stayed the same age. It just would not fly today to have a guy 35 years old with always having a 17-year-old in his arms or a 15-year-old in his arms giving her a kiss, it's kind of cringeworthy, and he would be canceled. That brings us to number one. The number one character in an old school TV show that would get canceled today, Archie Bunker. Where should I start? Archie Bunker was the lead character on All in the Family. I referenced his wife earlier in this video, Edith Bunker, and how she would basically bow down to whatever Archie's wishes were 99% of the time. Archie was homophobic. Archie was prejudiced. Archie used racial slurs often, and unlike George Jefferson, he did not target one primary ethnicity most of the time. Archie targeted every ethnicity that you could think of with some pretty unfavorable language. Archie was just rough. And in that time, that may have been what was needed, because the world and America needed to see that this is what America is really like at this time. But in today's day and age of political correctness and whatnot, Archie would get canceled. He'd get canceled quickly. So Archie is our number one old school TV character that will be canceled today. Let me end this by saying that these people that I'm referring to would be canceled in network TV today. I understand that now we have cable and streaming apps where, just about anything goes that you want to go. But if you were going to go the traditional route of network TV and ABC, Fox, NBC, and CBS, there's a certain line that you just can't cross. And pretty much all of these characters would be crossing that line by today's standards. So hey, thanks for checking this video out. Can't wait to see your comments and read your comments about it. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and share, and comment on this video. And hey, I will see you guys in the next one.